Hi everyone! In this video we'll be talking about battle cloaks. How to use them, how to set them up, and how to properly optimize and get the most out of them. Now specifically in this video we'll be talking about Romulan Battle Cloaks, which are the best cloak in the game in general. And they are available on all warbirds. Now warbirds can be used by any faction ever since they became cross-faction a few months ago. But of course, warbirds are best used by Romulans. Actually, all ships built for DPS perform the best when used by Romulans. But why is that? Well, it all comes down to this one trait. Superior Romulan Operative. This trait is stackable and increases your critical chance and critical severity. This trait is available to factions other than Romulan Republic through the Romulan Embassy, but they are only available on tactical officers. So that means you can only have, if most ships, a maximum of 3 of them. But on Romulans, you can have them on every single bridge officer slot. And being that they're stackable, it allows you to get very, very high critical chance and critical severity, which are essential for DPS. So here are my stats for critical chance and critical severity. I have nothing on my ship. Actually, no, I have one thing on my ship that boosts critical chance. But, anyways, removing that, it would still be 30%. And I have these both boosted by the Endeavor system, but all in all, it is very, very simple for Romulans to get a very high amount of critical chance and severity. And my severity is also boosted by consoles on the ship and the Endeavor system, but as you can see, 31.8% and 183.3% respectively is very easily obtained on Romulans compared to other factions. But anyway, we're not here to talk about DPS, we're mostly here to talk about cloaks. So, cloaking has 2 very important traits that are easily obtainable for Romulans. Well, relatively easy to obtain. One of them is Infiltrator. While Infiltrator and the other trait, Subterfuge, are not stackable, you can put different versions of them, so basic, regular, or superior. Here I have this Reman with superior Infiltrator and superior Romulan Operative. This one and this Romulan that has the superior Subterfuge, which regular Romulans do not have, is from the Delta Expedition pack, which we can find in here. Now this pack also includes a liberated Borg for the Romulans, but we're not talking about that in this video. So, what are Subterfuge and Infiltrator? Subterfuge adds to the ambush bonus. So here it says superior gives 15% bonus. So this ambush is when you decloak and then you get a duration of bonus damage, which helps a lot with alpha striking. So get a jump on your opponent, sneak up to them, decloak, and unleash a massive amount of burst damage. Now what about Infiltrator? Infiltrator increases the bonus, the ambush duration, which means you can have the ambush for longer. Now, as I've said, you can have basic and regular if you want to, but I recommend not because you'll be sacrificing slots for superior Romulan Operative, which would lower your DPS as you're losing out on critical chance and severity. So, now that we've covered the traits, let's talk about, well, the cloaking itself, how to use it. Now, contrary to popular belief, or to those that may not know, you do not have to activate the cloak fully to benefit from ambush. Actually, you can get it down to 2%, and it usually takes 5, and you can still get the bonus. So I'll demonstrate now. 5, 4, 3, 2, decloak, and you have the ambush, that elite Romulan cloak, the elite Romulan cloak ambush. Now you notice it's elite, there's also regular and advanced Romulan cloak ambush, and of course the regular cloak ambush. So if you remove Bridge Officer's space trait of Infiltrator, you get advanced. And if you remove Subterfuge, which usually just happens on other factions, unless you have Bridge Officers in other slots that have Subterfuge, you get the regular Romulan ambush bonus. Now, what about the regular? Well, the regular cloak ambush is just on, for example, the Defiant with the 3-piece set, or the Sovereign with the 3-piece set, or Klingon ships, which is a lot weaker than the regular Romulan cloak ambush bonus. So, how much is the bonus? So here I have my cannons doing 3,247.2 regular. If I get the cloak bonus in, it goes to 4,394.2. More than 1,000 increase in damage, which is good, I guess. So Superior Romulan Operative also decreases the amount of time that cloak needs to recharge. So the elite Romulan ambush bonus is 15 seconds. Now with the traits, all the traits added up, the cloak recharges in 12 seconds, which is less than 15. So you can keep the Romulan ambush up basically as long as you're decloaking and recloaking in a timely manner. And all you'll be doing is sacrificing 3 seconds in combat, which somewhat of a trade-off, but you get a massive amount of burst damage. So burst versus sustained DPS, your choice. Now what? Some may be thinking, but I don't use cloaks. Well, that's fine. If you don't want to use a cloak, that's fine. But a cloak has many advantages. One is, of course, the cloak damage. The ambush damage. The other one is, what if you're low on hull? What if you need to escape? Well, activate the cloak, and usually in PvE they won't be able to detect you. Sometimes, only the Romulan Battle Cloak is affected by your singularity charge. If it's high, it's easier to detect you. But you can up your auxiliary power, but mine is actually at minimum right now, but that's because usually in PvE they can't detect you anyway. And also, if you're like me and you multitask a lot, well, you click on the cloak button and you get a quick break. I still kind of do that sometimes. But of course, don't do that during group content, because, well, don't take a pause, because your teammates need you. Anyways, so a summary of what I talked about. The Romulan Battle Cloak is best used on a Romulan, because of all the traits that you get from the Romulan exclusive Bridge Officers. Superior Romulan Operative being the most important. Second, if you're going to fly any DPS-focused ship, fly it on a Romulan, again because of the Superior Romulan Operative trait. Of course, unless your ship is exclusive to another faction, such as the Kelvin Timeline Intel battlecruiser, then you have to use it on a Federation character, and that's just too bad. But anyways, that's basically what it is. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, subscribe, ring that notification bell if you want to be notified when I post my next video, and I wish you all success. Bye!